Hey, Royal Rough Riders. This is Mademoiselle Mosley again. I hope everybody is doing fine tonight. I want y'all to stop being mad at your parents because it's a lot of dynamics that goes to what you went through because most of our parents didn't make it through either. So let me share some of my life with you and hopefully, prayerfully, it helps you as well. I grew up without my dad. I seen him periodically, but I didn't grow up in the same household with my father. But I feel as though he grew up without him too. Yes, I feel like my father grew up without him too. And what I mean by that, to me, he never reached his full potential of him. So if he did not ever reach the full potential of him, how could he be what he was supposed to be to me and he wasn't what he was supposed to be to himself? Love you, Dad. And but I grew up with my mom. Yeah. I grew up with my mom, but I grew up without my mom. Yes, I grew up in a household with my mom, but I grew up without my mom. And let me explain a little deeper. She never reached her full capacity because of her traumatic experience. And her traumatic experience was having me. Yes, her traumatic experience was having me. At 16 years old. Now, to me, being a woman thyself and have been 16 myself, that's a young girl. You have not even reached your mental fortitude, nor have you reached your spiritual fortitude at 16 years old. The fullness of it. So think about this when y'all get ready to judge your mamas or your daddies again, because I'm going to share a little bit more. She changed from a young girl into what they said she was after she birthed me, a woman in 9 months. That's a big transition. To go into a girl that's living free in the world and enjoying her life into being what they say due to the having of a child as a woman. You're not a woman just because you birthed a child. A woman is the spiritual aspect of your life when you grow and you blossom into the fullness of who you are, and the fullness that you're going to be could be throughout eternity because you're supposed to be growing always. So just think about that. Like I said, 9 months she went from a young girl, and according to her physical traumatic experience, she became a woman, a baby in spirit having a baby in flesh. Could you possibly just imagine the stagnation that they cause? She was not mentally or spiritually ready for what was next. The physical trauma, it changes a girl. It changes a woman. There's so many levels to birthing. It's not just going through the pangs and pushing out the child. There's a whole spiritual transition that happens. And sometimes the mind can't fathom what the trauma that the body is experiencing. Sometimes it never catches up to it. It's a lot to it. So, anyway, let me finish this thing. But you got to think about the physical trauma of birthing someone. And when I think about her birthing me, but she herself have not lived. 16, you ain't lived. And you bringing a life into your life of a life you have not fully lived. And I believe that was a big part of the difficulty of our relationship. Yeah. The physical traumatic experience that brought something into her life that she was not quite ready for, regardless of what she did or didn't do. No blame, I'm a claim. And I believe the difficulty of a relationship was that I was a constant reminder of that change. Kind of like a tombstone. You know, when you go to a gravesite and you see a tombstone, it marks the life and the death of someone or something. And when she birthed me, the girl died and a woman was born. So the old life was dead and the new life had begun. Now she has a new identity. A mother. That is a lot to be a mother. It is not just birthing a child. It's being responsible and taking care of that child to the fullest. How can you be at your fullest when you're not full? You're not able to pour because you barely got any for yourself, because you have not fully developed yourself. Whether this be male or female, but I'm putting it towards the woman who's carrying the child at this moment, where we all bear things that we're not ready to bear. So she had a new identity, mother. How can you be deemed as a woman, but you not yet fully have not yet fully processed who you are into the new who you're going to be? That's where sometimes the animosity come in. If I hadn't had you, I would be. Finish that if you need to finish it. If you don't, we're going to leave it like that. But like I said, she hadn't yet fully developed her previous position, daughter. Now she's getting into a new position, mother. And me, I was a reminder she was no longer her. She was no longer her because she became something to me. And she was no longer her by all the other things that occurred. I'm sure a 16-year-old having a baby is truly being judged, especially back in those times. These times it seems normal, but it's not normal either. These times, children birthing children. But I'm about to finish this thing, and I hope this helped you all to understand the process that men and women both go through. If you're not fully yourself, you can't fill anybody else up. So those who don't have children, develop yourself, grow yourself, experience yourself, so you'll know what to do with your children when they get here. Take the time, find time for you, so all your dreams may become reality for you. Think about this. Bringing a life to life, and you haven't established your life. Bringing a life to life, and you have not yet established your life. I hope that helped y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, get it before it gets you.